what we as human beings need to understand when we are trying to build our identity or trying to build our individuality, as we talk about in the free man ideology, that pillar is very, very important to be looked at as a spectrum of who you are. And basically what you do is that you swing to different ends of the spectrum. First in macro cycles, like for example, I did it in macro cycles. From one cycle of my life was being an athlete and being living a very disciplined life. Then one cycle of my life was going into the vanvas stage or the exile stage that we have spoken about on YouTube, where basically I was being kicked in the ass and 3 years straight only vertical learning curve, horrendous depression, because everything seems to be against you, everything seems to be whatever. So that was a different phase, this was a different phase, and always I've tried to excel just in that particular phase or the demands of that phase. So what I forget in that particular process is that I'm disintegrating who I am myself, alright? Whereas all I simply need to do is switch on and switch off different abilities within that spectrum of who, fuck this bitch. It's my speaker saying goodbye because the fucking Bluetooth thing is switching off. But what I meant was that, simply based on which ability I need to use right now, I can, now I'm like much better that in the same day I can be a lover, I can be a working man, I can be a leader, I can be, a student because I'm definitely learning something or the other every time. I can be a mentee of a mentor, yet I can be a mentor of other people. So I'm living multiple roles through the same day, but yeah, that ease of transition was never there. Alright, it was incredibly difficult, and it was definitely something which takes time for someone to get used to, because it's a process that first you go through in major long-term cycles, and then you have to learn how to compress it into short-term cycles for your own life. Alright? So this was me just explaining the internal mechanism of why there is resistance when you're trying to build your own identity by imbibing new qualities or new characteristics into who you are as a person. But